What's poppin'? It's Easy, and we're back with another vid. Let's keep it rolling. Today, we're gonna go over the rest of December and January releases, sneaker releases that come to mind for the rest of December and January. All right, there's a couple of pairs that already released in the past couple days. You got the undefeated Air Max 95. It came in a sail colorway, in a black colorway. Both the colorways I'm not really too fond of. If I had to have a 95 this year, it would be an OG colorway. These I'm good on. I'd probably give these a 5.2 out of 10. Shea 1 Christmas. The Shea is getting a lot of attention. I still think, this shoe is a little boring. It's boring, and that's because of the one solid color. Everything, all of his shoes have been pretty much one solid color. I've seen some pictures of, at least there being two colors. I think he wore a two-tone color, like a white and gold, his first game to kick off the NBA season. Those were pretty cool. So the Shea overall, because it's something different, because it is unique, it's got that zip up. It kind of gives me AI vibes. AI had a shoe like that with Reebok. And then obviously, Gary Payton with Nike had a shoe like that. So they're creative. And because of that, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But personally, I just don't think this is a shoe I can tell. I really don't. This one I went for. I didn't realize it was going to be this limited. Had I won the shoe, again, I'm not really a reseller, but there are times where I take advantage of certain shoes if I do hit for retail to sell. And that is just to, get a pair that I want, for a better price. So these Kobe Jalen Brunson Statue of Liberties, nice shoe, but I'm not really hooping like I used to. Tore my ACL 5 years ago hooping, playing basketball. It's still the love of my life. I love basketball, but we've taken on golf now because the 1 year recovery it was just a lot. So, I might spot up and shoot, but there ain't going to be no driving to the hole anymore. So I'm not really hooping as much as I did in my younger days. So this shoe, that color, the Statue of Liberty color, I just don't think it would be a shoe that I could wear enough casually. So, I have the Christmas Reverse Grinch. I have that shoe, and that's a red color, and I probably, I just haven't worn that as much as I would thought I was going to. So you just don't need a ton of Kobe 6. Mainly one color in your collection. So long story short, I didn't hit on these. Looking at the resale prices, there was an opportunity to make some money off of this. So had I hit, I probably would have sold them and just make a little bit extra cash. Sell them buy them for $200, sell them for $400. That's a $200 pair of shoes for free, pretty much. Every now and again, I will do that, but I'm not like trying to get pairs and pairs and pairs. What else we got that's notable? Okay, this one I used to like when I was a kid. This shoe actually came out today. The Freshwater Ken Griffey Air Max 1. Looking at this shoe now, I just can't do it. It's too bulky for me, and it's just, my taste has changed. Tastes change over time, and this is one for sure. So, I'd probably give these today I would give these a 6.2 out of 10. I just can't see myself wearing this shoe anymore. What next? I think the most obvious next is this weekend. Jordan 11 Gamma. Again, looking at resale prices, like my last video, they're hovering over $300. So you're going to want to get this shoe for retail. I said, that last video, I think, if I had to give this a rating, it is an 8.7 out of 10 for me. The 10 out of 10 colorways are, the Bread, the Concord, the Space Jam. All those are 10 out of 10 OG colorways. You just can't go wrong. Perfection. And then after that, there's, a tier under that is like the Cool Gray for me. And then probably this. I probably put the Cool Grays at a 9 out of 10. Almost near perfection. Love that shoe. And then this Gamma, I would say, is an 8.7. It's just an all black Jordan 11 will go with anything. If rain hits it, you can wipe it off. If a little dirt gets on that patent leather, you can wipe it off. This is a shoe you can wear and it looked clean for a long time, especially with that translucent bottom. It's not, just completely clear to where, you wear the shoe a couple times and you can already see, the dirt collecting to that translucent bottom. This bottom is a little bit darker, and so I think it just keeps that newer look for a longer amount of time. So this is a great shoe, and I'm excited. I wasn't very excited at first to get this in my collection. I just thought with that low patent leather, the other release, I don't know if it was in like 2013 or whatever, but it just looked funny to me, and it's probably because of that low patent leather. But when I saw images of these with the higher cut patent leather, that black on black, I was like, yeah, this is the go. This is what I need. So I'm excited. I'm actually gonna try to get just a couple pairs. I already did I did my little extra side hustle, did my little extra Uber Eats to save up the money to buy this shoe. But if I can get another pair or two on release day and then flip them quick on release day, I will. Again, I'm not a reseller, but I will do what I can to get shoes a little bit cheaper here and there. So it's a dog-eat-dog world out here. So you got to do what you got to do. And I'm getting married in May of 2026, right around the corner. And I will say, dang, this is crazy. The amount of money saving up for a wedding takes out of your budget. So this Jordan Brand picked the worst year for me personally to bring out so much nostalgic OG colorways and heat. Like it's a struggle to be choosy and grab the shoes that you've liked growing up, because I don't think 2026 is going to be like 2025. I don't. And I'm going to take a big step back. I'm almost positive, because there's just not much coming out, and I can't think of another year like 2025. I mean, going back to 2024 when we were seeing all the sneaker pages posting what's coming out in 2025, you almost thought it was a joke. Is all this really coming out? Like, how am I going to prepare for this? This has been a monumental year, and this Jordan 11 Gamma, I think, is going to close it out for me. So what else do we got? December 16th, you got What the Book 1. Pretty cool shoe, cool concepts. I think these are pretty limited, under 2,000 pairs. I could be wrong. Dope, because of the creativity with the What the colorways, I give these a solid 8.1 out of 10. 8.1 out of 10. Probably one of the better looking, I know it's crazy, but probably one of the better looking book ones. I had high hopes for the book one, but something about the shape doesn't sit well with me. It's like it just looks too wide or too bulky for how much of a low top it is. It just doesn't look sleek enough. I don't know if that makes sense, but the book two, I actually think is way better. The shape, the aesthetic, the sleekness I think is way better than the book one. So I'm interested to see what the book two looks like on feet and in hand. I think that book two can be on and off the court. Whereas, this book one was supposed to be on and off the court, but it just looks like, I would just only wear it on the court. So enough with the book. We'll see what the book two looks like. What else we got in December? Okay, you got the Pine Green Foamposite 1. These are okay. I would probably give these 6.7 out of 10. They're okay. They're not bad. Probably a little bit below average for me. If I was going to get a Foamposite recently, it was going to be the Pearl. I see a lot of people complaining about it not being Pearl and it being more of a white colorway. I don't know if that's a make it break it for me. I didn't pick up that shoe, but I do like that shoe a lot. If I were to get a Foamposite, it wouldn't be these, around this time, it wouldn't be these pine green Foamposites. It would be those pearls, because those are pretty nice. So I say probably a 6.7 out of 10. They had me for a while. Amamanier had me for a while, but now, I think I got to pass on these. Unless I can get them for well under retail. Okay, $225. This is why I got to pass. Shipped, tax, all that, you're at $250 for this shoe. It's notorious for big $20, $25 shipping charges. And then they have that high retail price tag because it's a collaboration with Jordan. So, I mean, you're looking at $250, $260 for this. And then some models and some colorways, you pay that premium price. You do get premium quality material, I will say that. But then 6 months, a year pass, and then you see the shoe on secondary markets for $170 or $130 for like the 12s that you see, like the white and maroon 12s or the black and maroon 12s, $170, $140, and you're just like, all right, well, if this keeps happening, well, I'd be a dummy to go ahead and buy this right now for $260 when I can just possibly wait. So I need to see this in hand. I think what I don't like lately that I've been noticing with the Amam and Air 4s is the tongue. Does that tongue just look like it's sitting higher than Jordan 4 tongue typically sits? Because to me, it just looks way too high. It's not a deal breaker as much as the price is for me, but these are to be determined. I'm not going to get them, but maybe, right now, I don't think it's a must cop right now. And if I'm looking at this right now, I'm thinking, man, like a 7.3 out of 10. I like the color because it looks like you can wear it with jeans, a nice casual fit, a more like grown man Jordan 4. I do like that. I want to see them with the other laces, and then I just want to see how they do and then how they look on feet. With all that being said, I think this is one you just got to wait on. Personally, I'm going to wait on these. If they ended up going for $500, which they won't, and, I miss out because I didn't try to go for retail, that's fine. My opinion is still it's a 7.1 out of 10 shoe. So whether it's $500 resale or $185 resale, my opinion on the look of the shoe hasn't changed. Now, it's subject to change. I will always say that. In the sneaker world, someone that loves shoes, your opinions change. Stuff grows on you. Stuff you get, you're like, man, I regret getting that shoe. I don't really like it that much. So all of it's subject to change, but right now, this is just an average shoe for me. All right. Bugs Bunny Jordan 8s. I've always liked the 8s. I've always loved the 8s. Probably playoff 8 is my favorite 8, but these Bugs Bunny 8s, these are really dope. And I remember wearing these in college. I'll throw up a picture right here. I remember wearing these in college before taking a math exam. And I think at the time, the caption on my Instagram was like, look good, feel good, test good. Yeah, I didn't test very well. I'm not sure I passed that math test, but at least I felt good and I looked good going into it. So I got to get these back. I ended up selling that pair because the bottom started to yellow. Because I was, back in college days, I didn't have that many pairs. I just couldn't afford that many pairs. So my 8s got worn a good amount. So I ended up selling that pair, and then, I need a new pair. But don't worry about the math test, okay? We passed. We graduated school from college. I thought maybe if I put on these Jordans, I'm feeling good going into this test. Nah, you still got to study. You still got to work hard. So that's a funny story there. And then December 20th, the GT Future Metallic Silver. Now this GT shoe, it's got a lot of, I'm hearing a lot of hype. Wale's wearing it, and I like it because it has a old school look, but it also has that futuristic look too. It's almost like a foamposite, futuristic foamposite, which is kind of weird because foamposites to this day look futuristic in a way. But it's like almost complete. Like the shoe is like, something's like missing, I think. And it looks stiff, so I'm going to have to see the shoe in hand. I'm going to have to see on feet pictures. I'm going to have to really take a deep dive at this shoe in person. Right now, I would give it a 7.5 because of creativity. But something doesn't sit well with me with that, the top of the ankle there, that sharp point. It just looks like that would just cut into your ankle. And the shoe looks like so firm, so hard, doesn't look like it has much bend. So I could be wrong. I haven't seen it, so I have no idea. This is just going off of looks, but it's cool to see Nike bringing out, something different, not just retros. Kobe 3 Protro Christmas. I actually like the white Kobe 3 Protro more. Kobe 3 is my favorite Kobe model. You know, I like the black and white color, or the white and yellow color, like the Lakers colors. They haven't came out with the color that I love yet, but I love the Nike sign on the back, on the heel. And I just love that feature. Another shoe that it would be tough to rock. Luckily, I wear a lot of my shoes to the gym to lift. So just throwing some shorts and basketball shoes, that's cool. It's a go. But you want to be able to wear them a little bit outside of the gyms. I with this colorway, the blue fading into the white, I'm not really a fan. I'd probably give this a 6.5 out of 10. But the Kobe 3 is definitely over a 6.5 out of 10. Like the black and white colorway they had back in the day, or the white and yellow colorway, I mean, we're up to 8.5. 8.5, maybe even 9, depending on the feeling on the day. So colorway does matter. It does. It changes the ratings. Trust me. Okay, Christmas Ja 3. Ja has some really dope colorways with this 3. I love the 3. I want to get a pair, but it just feels like I have to be hooping. So maybe I need to get in a little league again or something, because there's so many of these hooping shoes where I'm like, they're nice if I was hooping, but if I'm not hooping, I don't know. So there's probably 3 or 4 Ja 3 colorways that have came out that I like more than this. Doesn't mean it's a bad shoe, but you know, rating 7.4 out of 10. 7.4, solid colorway, but not his best Ja 3 colorway. And what's going on with Ja, man? Is he cooked? Is he washed? I don't know. When he first came into the league, I kind of thought he had Derrick Rose vibes, and it wasn't even off the court stuff. It was the way he played. I mean, so aggressive, you know, going the hoop, just everything he was trying to throw everything down, dunk on anybody at any time. And I was like, man, this is, you know, Ja, I don't know how long he can last if he's jumping like this. Kind of like D Rose. Kind of reminds me of Cadillac Williams. Remember in the NFL? I mean, he came in the NFL and it was just every defender he saw, he was trying to run over. And his career was short. You can't keep running like that. So that's what I kind of thought with Ja being compared to Derrick Rose, in my opinion. And his stats this year are down. I haven't really watched too much Memphis basketball, but maybe he just needs a new spot. So maybe he just needs to be on another team. Right. And then let's go to our January releases. Wolf Gray 5. Okay. I love cool gray Jordans. Anything gray, all gray, I like. I got 4s. I got cool gray 9, or not 9s. I got cool gray 11s. Yeah, I do have cool gray 9s. Yeah, I just like the cool gray, all gray colorway. I got cool gray 8s. You know, I like 8s, but I do like these 5s, but you know, it's a clean colorway. I'd probably give these shoes an 8.4 out of 5. It's just clean, crispy, nice, all that. Will I get them? Probably not. Probably not. It's one of those, I would get it if I could get it below retail for a good amount down the road. But I'm at a point now where if I'm copping a shoe, either one, gotta love it. Like, I gotta love it. I can't pass up on getting it for retail. And that's the kind of the second point. 2 is like, I gotta like/love the shoe and know if I don't get it right now for retail, I'm gonna be paying more later. So I'm at a point now that's, you know, I got enough shoes where like, I'm not just gonna buy anything and everything. I gotta love it pretty much. And I gotta know that if I don't get it now, it's gonna cost me more later. And that's kind of rare in 2025. They've just been releasing too much. You can't release shoe after shoe after shoe. Something's gotta give. So that's why, you know, part of the reason why these resale prices aren't going crazy, because they're releasing a lot. You have to pick and choose what you want. So there's Jordan 5, you know, I'd give a good rating to Wolf Gray, but you know, I'm not convinced that, you know, if I don't get it now, it's going to go for $400. And if it does, I don't like it that much where I'm like, I would spend $400. Like, there's very few shoes that I'm going to spend $400 on, and this isn't one of them. So for me, it's an alley-oop pass. Next person in line, that's you. Slam dunk for them. What else? Flight Club Jordan 4. This shoe is okay, but this is what I was talking about in one of my last videos, is the Jordan 4 hype. They're spitting out colorway after colorway after colorway, and this is another example of it. I do not need the shoe whatsoever. It's not a bad rendering on the colorway, but it's still not going to get a high rating for me. I'll probably give this shoe like a solid 7.0 out of 10. If I didn't have a single Jordan 4, yeah, maybe I would grab this shoe. But I got Fire Reds. I got 2 pairs of Breds. I got the leather pair. I got the Nubuck pair. It's just not a necessity. And, you know, you can slap Nike Air on the back of it all you want. But I think eventually you keep doing that. You keep spitting out these colorways and then tarnishing the Nike Air sign on the back, putting that on everything. Putting on the Amas, putting on these, you know, eventually the hype's going to come down a little bit. And now that might be a good thing. There might be people that love Jordan 4s. They're like, bro, I want the hype to come down so I can get everything I want for the price I want. And I get that too. I'm fine with the hype dying down because I like the shoe for what it is. It's never been about the money, you know. I'll wear shoes that aren't worth a damn thing. But it's just me kind of realizing they're just pushing color. Nike and Jordan Brand are taking advantage of the hype, and I'm just realizing that as I get older. To be honest, when the Jordan 1 hype was going on, yes, I like Jordan 1s, and I was grabbing a lot of Jordan 1s, but taking a look at it now, it's like, man, I was really, part of that was like I was just going deep down into the hype, you know. It's not that I won't wear Jordan 1s now because they're not, you know, hype. I will. I'm not trying to sell them. I'm not trying to get rid of them. But, you know, you only need so many colorways of one model. So all that is to say, solid shoe, but it's just not a need for me. Not a need for me, 7 out of 10. So that's it. That is it for January. That's it for the January releases and obviously the December releases. So I am excited, man. I am so excited that 2025 is coming to an end for my wallet and sneakers, man. It has been crazy. I sold 15, 16 pairs of shoes probably about 6 months ago because I knew I had to clear out some space to get some of these OGs that are coming back out that I just couldn't pass up on. And I didn't get rid of a single OG. Like, that's how much I love the OG colorways. So I had to get rid of some of the non-OG colorways to bring in some OGs. So yeah, 2025, just don't do this again. Nike or Jordan Brand, please spread it out. Give us some time to enjoy what we have. So plan on saving a lot more money in 2026. And looking at the calendar, it doesn't look like it's going to be like 2025. So I know we went over January today, but we'll go over February and March and all that good stuff in the future. So that's it. Again, as always, stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.